Hello and welcome back to Modern Herbalist. So today I thought that I'd actually take a bunch of oregano cuttings and try to propagate them. And I decided this because I'd taken a number of other cuttings before, and just in my indoor environment, I think not all of them are, successfully rooting. You may remember I tried to propagate the lime tree. That just died on me. The cutting just died on me. I think probably if I do that again, I'll need to do that with proper citrus compost and maybe at the beginning of spring or summer and in a much more sort of tailored room with proper humidity and stuff like that. And then I try to propagate a number of other things, including thyme, lemon thyme, and oregano. And the only one that's really taken is oregano. So it seems like it's a lot more forgiving in my indoor setup. And oregano is, a culinary classic. You can never have too much of that. So I thought I'd go ahead and actually just double down on the one that was successful, namely the oregano, and try to take a bunch of cuttings of that and grow a number of oregano plants. So I'm going to try to do 3 cuttings, and so I'll sort of walk you through the process. I've got these pots here, this big stack of pots. If any of you are interested where I got this from, it's actually pretty cheap, pretty good deal. I can drop a link if anyone is curious. However, these pots are a bit flimsy, but they're good for, cuttings and early growth. So that's what we're going to do with these. So join me outside in just a moment where I'm going to fill these with compost. Hiya. So I'm just going to fill these pots with compost now. I just have a multi-purpose compost really, which is not, it's not ideal for new growth, but it's totally fine, So I'm just going to use that. I'm actually not sure how much I have left, but we'll see how much I can fill, all right? So I'm just going to take some big scoops from in here and fill it up. If the pots were different, I might put some pebbles at the bottom for drainage, to create drainage space. But I think it's okay. These have some nice holes at the bottom, and they're also going to go on a little saucer indoors. So it's fine, really. So I'm just going to fill these, see how much I have, as I say. I want to get these nice and full, up to as close as to the top as possible. Definitely do this outdoors because you'll make a bit of a mess. Okay, so that's great. I could do with a bit more. Flatten it out a bit. You're obviously going to create a little cavity to put your cutting in. So there's all 3 nice and ready for us. Okay, so I'm just going to bring these indoors now. Okay, so back indoors with all the plants, and I brought the 3 pots indoors. As you can see, the oregano really is thriving in here. Here's the lime tree. So this was the lime tree cutting. It just went ahead and died on me, I think. There's no future for this thing. So I'm going to try that again at a later date with a totally different setup. This was clearly not sustainable for this thing, so this is just eking out its last bit of life and then it's on the way out. I do actually think I'll be able to reuse this pot and compost because, it won't really have been used very much by the plant since it just went ahead and died. So I will be able to reuse that, I think. Also, as you can see, the thyme cuttings are just not doing well either. This bit of thyme just went ahead and died. This lemon thyme, I even tried a few times, as you can see, and it all just wilts and dies. So it's really not liking it in here. I'm gonna have to have a think about how to do this later on, because I really do want to get those time cuttings working, but it's just not happening, okay? Not with the current setup for whatever reason, so I'll have to do some research. But the oregano is actually stable and has put out new growth, as you can see here. Not sure if that's totally clear, but this is actually putting out new growth at the top there. So that's really positive. So this looks like it has rooted and is growing, okay? So as I say, this was the only successful one. As you can see, it says oregano here. This is my oregano. It was the only successful one. So I decided to double down on this. So that's what we're going to do today, okay? So I need to put the phone down. I'm just going to create 3 small cavities to insert the stem into, okay? So there you go, 3 small cavities. Just did that with my fingers. I'm going to have a wash afterwards. So now I'm going to take cuttings from my oregano over there. And apparently for oregano, softwood or semi-hardwood is actually best. With this cutting, which does seem to have taken root, I just used softwood. So I think that will be fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and take some softwood. Could be from really anywhere, but I want to take a fairly substantial bit of stem, but something not floppy, you know, it has to be a bit firm so it can stand upright. So again, unfortunately, can't really do this with, don't have 3 hands, you know, so I'm just going to take my cuttings and place them. So there they are. I took about maybe 2 inches, and what I did is I took some cuttings with leaves at the bottom and then removed the leaves on the bottom and left about 1 inch of pure stem and put that into the ground, because the node where the leaves are produced, to my understanding, that's where new roots are going to form from, or they'll form more easily from one of those nodes. To my understanding, that's what I've been led to believe. So yeah, I just stripped the bottom leaves and put about 1 inch of stem into the soil. So there we are, 3 oregano cuttings. I'm just going to make some labels like this. Again, just to keep track of everything. And then aside from that, that's basically it. And we will see how these get on in the indoor setup. Last word on this. In general, you don't want to overwater your cuttings, especially with a Mediterranean herb like oregano, because you can cause the roots to rot before they even properly form. So you just want to lightly water it, mist it a bit, and keep it relatively dry and allow those roots to really take hold without drowning the thing, okay? So yeah, it's going to be a light watering regimen for these. I may give them an initial mist just now to dampen the soil a bit, because it will have been a shock for them. So just dampen the soil a bit with a light mist and very lightly water it. And yeah, we will see how they come along.